Hey everybody, I'm going to start by priming my eyelids with my Wet n Wild concealer. This is in the shade Light Medium Beige, and then I'm just going to blend that in with my little sponge. I'm going to set that with my contouring palette in Dulce de Leche and a big fluffy brush. I'm just going to set that concealer on my eyelid, and then I'm going to take the bronzer shade from that contouring duo and use this as my transition shade. I don't have any matte eyeshadows from Wet n Wild, which is why I have to use this contouring palette. Then with my Comfort Zone palette, I'm going to take the bronzy shade and a fluffier brush, and I'm going to run this all over my eyelid. This palette is super old, but it is really good. It's really high quality, except that they're all shimmers, and that is the only problem I have with it. Then I'm going to take the definer shade from that palette and a flat shader brush, and I'm going to pack this on to my lid a little bit lower down, so I'm not bringing it up quite as far as I did with the bronzy shade, but I'm just going to pack this on to my lid until it gets to the color intensity that I like. And like I said, the shadows in this palette are super high quality for the price. I think it cost like $4 in total. Then I'm going to take that bronzier shade again, and I'm just going to run this into my crease. I wanted it to be a bit of a gradient effect, so from darker to lighter in the crease. And then to help with the blending, I'm going back into the bronzer from the contouring duo, and I'm going to blend out the edges of this shadow. Then I'm going back into the definer shade with a fluffier shading brush, and I'm just going to kind of repeat the process and pack this onto my lid. And then I'm going to mix the two shades, the bronze and the definer shade. I'm going to, again, place this into my crease. This whole process was just a bunch of repetitive processes. And then I'm going to take I'm going to take a blush from Wet n Wild. This is their Color Icon blush in the shade Pearlescent Pink. I wanted the look to be a little bit more rosy, so that's why I'm adding this blush to my crease, just to make it less brown and more rosy. And then I'm going to take the Photofocus foundation. Mine is in the shade, I can't remember what shade it is, but I'll list it down below. But it's definitely too light for my skin tone. I also hate that spatula thing. I find it so pointless. But anyways, the color match is definitely too light for me right now, but it's the only foundation I own from Wet n Wild, so I'm just gonna have to make it work. I ended up using a powder that's a little bit darker so that it would deepen up my complexion a little bit, and it does kind of oxidize to a slightly deeper color, which is okay, but we can just ignore how pale and ghostly I look right now. And I'm just blending this all in with my Equal Tools buffing brush. And then I'm going to take the Photofocus concealers. I'm going to start off with the shade Light Medium Beige that I used on my eyelids earlier, and I'm just going to place this on all the areas that I like to conceal. And then I am going to highlight with the shade Light, just because the foundation was so pale that I needed the lighter concealer to work as a highlighter on my skin right now. I'm going to blend this in with my trusty Whispers mini sponge. This concealer blends out really, really nicely. I actually have been really enjoying this concealer recently. It's just effortless, and it's just really great concealer. I'm going to set all that concealer with the highlighting shade from the contouring duo. I love this contouring duo. I think it is such high quality for the price point, and this highlighting shade sets my concealer so nicely. It gives me like a flawless finish. And I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Photofocus pressed powder in the shade Warm Beige. And then to contour, I'm going to take the contouring shade from that contouring duo, and look how effortlessly this blends onto my skin. It's just so easy to use. I really love these powders in this duo. They're just so good for the price point. And I'm just going to use this to chisel out my cheekbones as well as my forehead and my jawline. This is the e.l.f. Duo brush, cheek and lip brush. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the blush I was using earlier, the one in Pearlescent Pink, and it is so pigmented that you really have to just dip your brush in once like I did and then tap it off, and still I ended up putting too much on my cheeks. So it's a really, really pigmented blush. And then to finish off the eyes, I'm taking that bronzy shade again, and I'm going to run this along my lower lash line, Then I'm going to add the definer shade with a smaller pencil brush, and I'm actually going to bring this all the way into my inner corner. I rarely do that, but I decided to do it for this look. And then I'm going to add the rosiness back with that Pearlescent pink blush again. And then to highlight my brow bone and my inner corner, I'm taking the brow bone shade from the Comfort Zone palette. I'm going to curl my lashes before applying the Lash Renegade mascara. I've actually was not a fan of this mascara, but I've been using it a lot recently and I actually kind of like it. And to finish off my face, I'm just going to spritz myself with the Wet n Wild Photofocus setting spray before applying my highlighter, and this is the highlighter in the shade Precious Petals. Everyone loves this highlighter, but I don't know, I'm not like the biggest fan of it. I don't think it is like as amazing as everyone says. It's a good highlighter, I just don't get all the hype about it. To complete the look, I'm going to add the Catsuit liquid lipstick in the shade Give Me Mocha, but I felt like it was a little bit too warm for the look I was going for, so I added the Megalast lipstick in the shade Mochalicious. I just dabbed it right on top just to deepen the color a little bit and make it slightly more cool tone. And that completes this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I actually really like the way this look turned out, and I love Wet n Wild as a brand. It is super good quality and it's so cheap. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you would like to see more videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!